Hi, I'm Casey James. 10 years ago, I experienced every parent's worst nightmare. Our daughter Jessica was killed in a car accident, and she was pregnant with our first grandchild. And she had just been married for 6 weeks. If you're a parent that's lived through this, then you know that it's horrible. And for everybody else, you can imagine it's the worst thing that a parent can go through. And it was for me. It was the absolute worst thing I had ever experienced. But along with that horror, it has come to be one of the greatest gifts I could have ever known. And I'm sure many of you are wondering, how could I say that? How could I make a statement that my child's death was a gift? I can make that statement because I've lived it and I continue living it every day. We are going to be continually met in life with devastating events. And some of those things we can do nothing about. Anything in the past we know we can't do anything about. But we can change everything from that point forward. We can make a choice to live our best life, no matter what happens. It is a choice. A couple weeks after she had died and we got through with the funeral and I had gone back to work, I'd had a particularly tough day. I had a lot of thoughts going on in my mind. I was, missing her still. I was in a pretty good place, but I still was having a hard time realizing that my only daughter was never coming back. So that night I wasn't able to sleep and I sat down to write, and a couple of poems came to me. Not mine. I mean, the experience of writing somebody else's words or words that just come through you, it's an amazing event. So that happened twice that night. And when I was sitting there reading them, I was going, oh my gosh, these things were messages from her. I mean, they were thoughts like letting me know she was okay. And I was completely blown away by that. I was completely amazed. And I kept reading them and I was crying and I was just having this unbelievable experience. So I sat in the dark and I cried. And then something tremendous happened. The room filled with this unbelievable peace, and I heard a voice speaking to me, and I knew that voice was God. And I saw a vision of this big black hole, and the voice said, go ahead and go in there. And I was looking into the hole, and it felt ugly and dark, but I could feel it sucking me in. And God said, you can go in there, because that's where a lot of parents go. But if you go, it's going to take a long time to get out, and some people never get out. But the choice is yours. Go if you want. And then the voice was gone, the vision was gone, and I was sitting there and I thought, oh my gosh, it's up to me. I mean, it's my choice what I do with this information now. I can't bring my daughter back. There's nothing I can do to bring her back. I had to decide how I was going to live from that point forward. And it was instantaneous that I made that decision, that I did not want to do that I wanted to live my life. How I was going to do it was my problem. I thought, well, what do you do? So it started with my thoughts. In that moment, I said, instead of focusing on what I was never going to have again, I focused on everything that I had. I had this wonderful, beautiful daughter, and we had a great life, and we did a lot of great things. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to focus on that. So I talked about her all the time to everybody who would listen, to all my friends. I talked about everything that was good, and it started to change my heart. It changed my heart, and I realized my heart had been crushed. And when it broke apart. And that's going to happen to us so many times in life. We're going to have broken hearts. It's going to happen. You can't stop it. So you can have a choice to pick those pieces up and put them back together with cement, or to leave the cracks. Because those cracks are where real change can come. Those cracks are designed to let love in, to let light in, to let life in, to let the truth in. And then that's when you can really start living. When you really realize that, a changed heart equals a changed world, then we have something to work with. We can change our hearts by changing our thoughts, and when we change our thoughts, change our heart, we can change the world. It will happen. We aren't designed to live in misery and pain. God designed us to live a magnificent, abundant life. And we all have the same ability to do it, no matter what has devastated us, no matter what situation we have. It's all the same. Everybody has the same pain, and we all have the same choice to make a difference in our own life, and in turn, make a difference in the world. We're here to serve each other. That's what God put us here to do, to be here for each other. There is no key to our hearts. Our hearts are the key to life.